Okay, everybody, this will be part 5. Hi, everybody, this is Mike. This is part 5. Is it? 4.
5. Start over.
Do it yourself with fixing it with the Long Bros. And as you all know, this is our first time putting a curbless shower in. I'm normally, unless you're working for a company, you're not usually doing this kind of thing. So I could honestly say this is our first time. And these are the boards that they put in, cross member boards on top of 4x6 beams for the floor, and then they put these 2x6 cross members for the floor. Then they put these inch and 5/8 or 3/8 inch and 3/8 boards for the floor. And then they put plywood and a particle board on top of that to make their floors for their bedrooms and the bathroom. Some particle board, some plywood. We're going to go back in with plywood. I want to check the level of these boards from one to the other and see how good they have leveled the floor. We can level that up, bring up what we need to. From here to here, now let's see, here it is. The plumb is, I don't know if you can see it or not. I wouldn't change anything from that to that. That's so close, it's not even worth talking about, really. That's right on plumb. Anyway, so we got something really good to work with. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build this all up. We're going to take 2x4s, like we talked about earlier, and put them, when we get our plywood, which I'm going to go get tomorrow, and we're going to put it underneath the board here and underneath that side. But we got to take 2x4s and bring them up 3/4 to where the 3/4 inch plywood would fit under here, and then we're going to reinforce all of that underneath with 2x4s or 2x6s across here. Probably 2x4s. That'd drop it down below the 2x6 here, but we'll do that. What we're going to do is we got the VIM Curbless shower, the VIM walk-in shower pad. We're going to get it and bring it in here, take it out of the box, and then we got another box of stuff. We're going to show what we got from them, actually, and we'll put that all on video so you can see what we got from the VIM. And then we're going to put the pad down here and get the center to the hole, and then bring the plumbing over to it, probably, to find out where we need to be. Okay, I got the VIM pad. This is how it came in this big box. From VIM. I'm going to cut the box off without hurting the product, hopefully. There it is. Okay, so we were pretty close to where the center of the hole was, if not right on.
Well, you got to go that way if you're going to center this.
No, I was going to have a 3-inch border there, like I have a 3-inch border here.
So that side's going to be just going into the tub, probably under some stairs or something.
Well, the tub only goes to...
Yeah, right there, those pipes. Right
yeah,
to those pipes.
Yeah, it's we're waterproofing the whole thing. Anyway, we're going to reinforce all this underneath here. So I got to have, well, you want it higher in this side, because it's got to go like this. And it's natural. Those 4 screws will pull it down. All the plywood, that's why I wanted to go underneath here, make it level with that board, and then put another piece of plywood. Well, as far as what I understand, this would probably be level across there. And then it drops down into this angle here. But we put the 2x4s 3/4 of an inch down on here. Then we build up the cross pieces so that this is and put plywood all the way across there, and then cut our hole where the pipe needs to go. It's because that don't make any difference. This has got to have support on both sides, and there's no support beam here. So we're just going to have to take the plywood and 3/4 inch it here down and make our cross pieces and our plywood on there and make sure that it's level, and then that's what it's going to screw down to. And this is lower here, so we need to build that up some. So maybe if you got your plywood underneath, and then however, we need to be above this, right? Because you're going to have your another piece of plywood. It's got to go on the top of that, and then your tile. So this can't be that low. So we got to build it up to here. Well, you can have another piece of plywood underneath it. That'd bring it up. But you maybe have instead of a 3/4 inch, you have a 1/2 inch.
Where you're sitting is going to have to, there's going to have to be boards like these back there where your butt is. So you're going to have to frame that in.
Well, we could do that with the plywood. We could build this up underneath here where it's got all the cross pieces in and your plywood on there, and then throw another piece of plywood on there, and it'll be strong. You don't need to have this board over here. We just build it up. And we just make sure that it's all solid all the way across here, so it has no, way to move. And plywood is a real good, strong surface. I mean, it's plywood.
So bottom line is you're going to frame it all in, make it all level so it slants into the pan area.
Okay, when we put the plywood in the 2x4s and get it up level to this board, then we'll put this back in there, and we'll find our center hole, and we got this all the way across here, because we're going to have a 3-inch border at least around here. This over here is going to have whatever this is, and that's over there was whatever that is. But I think we ought to build the plywood all the way out to where we've got this open here, because we want to cover, actually, I don't want that hole in there. Might need to take this out of there and then put a piece of, I don't know. I'm going to frame this all in and get the right heights, and then we'll go from there. Well, it's just you've got to build all your cross pieces in. You got to build, you put your plywood in there. You got your 3/4 inch down. You slide it up underneath the underboards, get it up to level. And of course, that's not going to be enough. We're going to have to put some more plywood on top of that. But I do, after we do that, I need to measure from here to here probably and see what that is, and I can do that. And that's at least 5/8 of an inch. So we could get maybe this all level, and then you get a 5/8 inch piece of plywood, and then set this back down on there and see where we're at then.
Yeah, bottom line, we're going to frame it in and see where we're at and make it all work where it slopes into the pan.
Yeah, because we
got
got
both sides.
Because we got to get tile on top of plywood, and we got to put plywood on the top of all of these boards.
Yep.
And then because there's plywood over here, we're going to pull all that up, put plywood over here, and then we've got to have a slope into here. So because all this is going to be open.
So this pan is going to be lower than the floor, and then you got the tile. Yes, but you can't have it too steep, because then you'll fall going into your.
Oh, we could get an inner tube and go wet and wild on you.
So it's got to be, you got to figure the tile, the plywood, to the subsurface, to the pan, and make it all slope.
And we're gonna
waterproof the whole bathroom.
all the waterproofing. We got to get that whirlpool in here before I build this wall up, or we're not getting it in here. I guess we could go through that door there.
Well, we did before, but yeah.
So we could build all this up because
we'll get it in here.
We're
gonna cut those pipes. Those pipes right there. We're gonna cut them down so they'll fit basically underneath the tub.
Well, we got to get that plumbing done to this hole
we got to
over
do
here. That. And when you put that whirlpool in here, you got to build a frame and put concrete. So we're gonna settle that tub in because you don't want it to move.
We're gonna put some borders around where the tub's gonna sit, and then we're gonna set the whirlpool in concrete.
Yeah.
You want to get the stuff and open up the box and show what all that is, or you need to do that now?
Well, it's kind of interesting to
we can open it up in there
to get it out because you want to know what apparatus is and how far deep that is, because this may not go on top of this beam. We may have to go notch this out some, and then I don't think it's going to hurt it from there. But we got to have the right angle, and it's got to fit on what they have. That's the way that's the bottom line on that.
Yeah, it's got to all fit together.
Because that's the way that crumbles.
Cookie crumbles,
as Beretta used to say. I was out at the
Not
car.
The name of that tune.
I was out at the car when my wife was killed.
So anyway, that's basically what we're gonna do.
I don't want to leave that on there either.
No, we'll have to take that up because we're not ready to do everything.
Got to get that plywood, so that'll be the next step. Getting the plywood, building the frame up underneath there, getting it to the right levels, and then before we get the final height, because we got these boards to contend with, which in that video that's demonstrating, here's that I'm not going to take this stuff out of here. There's a brush. There's a brush in here. Two thin set, I guess they call it. Two
Waterproof
1
coat.
gallon thin set waterproofing coating. They gave us some Skittles. And some gloves. I can get all the gloves I want at work. And some of this other stuff.
That's
Pad.
No,
And then here's some liner stuff for like the wall. You cut those out.
The corners.
Yeah, and then you put your, which we got to go buy at the Home Depot. And finished strainer. Here's what I was looking for over here. So this is what my concern is, and what you. Oh, this should be brass colored. That was expensive little thing. This whole thing was pretty expensive. This should be a brass color splash drain. Ooh wee. That's pretty. That's a pretty thing. See if you can stand on there and pee down that hole.
Pretty thick.
Ooh, that's pretty. So yeah, that's at least 1/8 of an inch thick, I'd say. Let's see. That's 1/8 inch. You know,
Anyway, you'll see what's going on.
what surprises me, a lot of people don't know how to read a tape.
Yeah.
You know, and
Why? They would just never do it.
they just have no reason, I guess, if they're just yelling about everything.
They're not stupid. They're just naive.
They're yelling about everything that they ever do. I'll put this back in here. We're going to put it all together and see what we got. Now here I'm going to open up this box, and this is for the where the pipe and all that stuff is supposed to fit. This tightens all that stuff down. Here's this little ring, goes down there. Got a seal, and this.
That's for
Yeah,
the
so
level.
the pipe, that's pretty decent. It's not bad, but you're gonna have to have.
That's to show the level of the
So
tile.
however our pipe goes, it goes
you
up
hear
and
me?
through here like that. Huh?
That's to show the level of the tile. You turn that over the other way, and then that sits on top of the thing, and then you
Unscrew this.
Yep, and then you know where the tile goes. You'll see.
Oh, so they're saying the tile is this thick?
No, well, no, I don't know. I'll show you. That covers the. That's the tile, I think.
Temporary construction grate. It must go right here.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, all that will make sense as we're doing it.
And that's for opening your beer while you're doing it. So anyway, that's what's in the box. And
All this will make sense as we go to
me
you
too.
and us.
All right.
Put that back in there.
I'm just gonna leave it kind of like that. Anything else in here? Well, they said what they said, and they give us what they said they were gonna give us, so that's good. Brush, my tape measure, and all that stuff.
Put that stuff back in there. That's good, right? That's enough?
Yeah, and tomorrow I'll get the wood, the other plywood, and then we'll start building the frame up, and we'll get that all level, and
Then do our
we'll go from there.
mudding and waterproofing and figure it all out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daddy didn't raise no fool, wouldn't let her date a boy till he taught her how to shoot. And Daddy didn't play no games, wouldn't let her trade her name for a fake I do.